Hello, this is Deanna Herron, and welcome to the Deanna Herron Podcast Show. As always, I'm so glad to come to you today and share with you a topic that I think is something that we all need to hear. Now, I want you to know some of it may be a little bit of tough love, but you're in for it, right? If you haven't had the opportunity to listen to last week's podcast, I give you great tips on how you can choose to surround yourself with people who really elevate you and create that environment of greatness and growth. So go back and listen to podcast 25. That episode is ready for you. So let's get started on today's podcast. So, like I said, are you ready for a little bit of tough love? Now, I want you to know this. Hear me out. I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you. Okay, this is something that has been really, really heavy on my heart. So I want to ask a question, and this question is for me as well. Why is it that we are so resistant right now in society of love? You guys, there is so much happening in this world. And if we choose to listen to all of it, it can really create a scarcity mindset. And we don't want to create a scarcity mindset. We really want to think abundantly. And most of the time, when we're watching the news and looking at our phones on the news, et cetera, hearing from our friends, a lot of the stuff that's happening today that happened in 2021 and is still continuing happened in 2020 is still continuing in 2021. Most of it, you guys, can really tear us down. Why are so many of us resistant to love? Now, here's what I mean. There's so much strife right now, so much division and absolute hate in this world. It's like nothing I've ever seen before, and I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. So many people have so many strong opinions, and it makes us feel like if we don't have that opinion, we're wrong. So why do we feel like we are right when other people are wrong? There are so many of us that are really throwing our opinion out there to others, and we're putting it in their face, you guys, and that cannot make a change in this world. So my passion and my heart today is calling out to you. Let's make a difference. And together we can make a difference. Are you up for it? Because I know we can do this. All of us that are on this podcast, if we can make a commitment together to focus on love and not the strife, not the division, we can make an impact together. So let's do this, okay? So can we agree to disagree? There are going to be people in this world who don't have the beliefs that you have. There are going to be people in this world who think differently, who act differently, etc. So can we agree to disagree and still extend love to each other? So I want to share with you this idea that has absolutely changed me. And I want you to know I've always been a person of love. I really have. I love people. I love encouraging people. I love to be around people. But I have to tell you, there have been times in the last year where all of the stuff that is going around really has impacted my heart and has kept me from extending the love I know that I can extend. Okay. So I want to share with you something that has absolutely changed my mindset and put me in a position of love. Here's what I want you to know. We are all created by God. Whether, I don't know what your beliefs are, but I do believe that we have a higher power that has created every single person on this earth. So we were created by a God of love, even though we have different beliefs, different skin color, we live in different parts of the world, we all have unique skill sets. We enjoy different activities. We have been through different trials and worked through those. We have different spiritual beliefs. And may I dare say, we have different political views as well. But we were created by God. Every single person was created by God. And so why do we feel like if someone is different than us, that they're wrong and we're right? Do you see where I'm going with this? In my business, in what I do and what I've loved to do, from becoming a physician's assistant to an entrepreneur to a podcaster to an author, is I love to mentor people. I love to coach people. I love to teach men and women to be uniquely themselves and to be the person that they are created to be. I teach people to love who they are and to grow into their strengths, to love who they are. You guys, when we were well, for me, when I was in elementary, middle school, high school, we don't know who we are. And so we try to be like the masses, right? But once you come out of that environment and you go to college, you get into your first career, et cetera, we should be spreading our wings and we should be realizing we are uniquely ourselves. And that's what I want to teach people, is that we don't have to be like everybody else. Everybody is different. And that is what we are called to be, right? We all have different things that we add to the whole. We all had different gifts and talents that we bring to this world. So we're all different, but it's not good or it's not bad. And so I love to teach people to be uniquely themselves. But what if right now I could teach you to have a powerful impact on this world just by one simple action? Would you be willing to incorporate it? One simple action, one simple thought in your mind can absolutely change the way that you feel and can help change the way other people feel as well. So I'm going to challenge you. Are you ready for this? This is a great challenge. So over the next week, I want you to absolutely view your surroundings with love. So if you find that the television causes a little bit of negativity or uneasiness, turn it off. If you find that looking at the news or social media, if that causes some negativity, turn it off. Okay, I'm giving you the option to control your surroundings. If it's negative, turn it off. So we are going to choose love. We're going to choose positivity for the next couple of weeks. And I want to see how you feel by making this small transition. Maybe it's something that you want to continue to do in your life. It's transformed me, and I know that it can help you. But here's what I mean. Start seeing everything around you through the eyes of love. Okay? Everything around you through the eyes of love. So I know that there are times when we're driving down the road and someone cuts us off and it's hard to go, "Hey dude, I love you." Right? We want to like give them the middle finger, or, yell at them or whatever. But instead of reacting out of anger, what if you're like, "Hey, this dude must have had a bad day." Okay. And extend love. What if when you get out of bed in the morning, you go to your coffee pot and as simple as this, you say, "Oh my goodness, I love my coffee. I love my morning. I can't wait to get into my closet and pick out the clothes that I love to wear today. I can't wait to get to my job so that I can encourage and love on others." Do you see where I'm going? Because a lot of times we have dread of getting up and going to work. When I started the book process, full transparency here, it was such a joy to start the book. It was such a joy. But words were flowing because it was new. And then there came a point in the transition where I'm like, "Oh, today I have to write. Today I have to write." And guess what? There was no creative juices coming from that kind of an attitude. But truly, I flipped it. And what I began to say is, oh my goodness, I have the opportunity to write a book. Instead of looking at it as something that I was dreading, I started to look at it as a privilege. You guys, and today is a privilege. The very fact that you woke up today is a privilege. You were given a golden ticket today just by the very fact that you're breathing. You are given a golden ticket just by the very fact that you get to go to your coffee pot in the morning and have a cup of coffee, and then you get to eat breakfast. There are so many people in this world who do not have that opportunity. And so we take that for granted sometimes. You have an opportunity to walk into your closet and have clothes and shoes to choose from. And so, what if you change that mindset and everything that you see throughout the day, you see it through the eyes of love? The mornings, the afternoon, the evening. For moms, hey, listen, I know that once you get off work, we have to come home and work, right? But instead of looking at it like, oh, I still have so much to do tonight, look at it as if, wow, I have the opportunity to raise my kids into amazing human beings. I get to spend my life with an amazing man who loves me so much. Sometimes he leaves his underwear on the floor, or sometimes he forgets to pick up his towel. But what an amazing man he is, right? So let's focus on everything through the eyes of love. Going to work, your boss. Isn't there sometimes where you just want to go, oh my gosh, I want to leave this job because my boss is so bossy. Instead of looking at it like that, you have a job that gives you money so that you can pay your bills and live your life. See it through the eyes of love. When you have a screaming toddler in your living room and you're just at your wits' end, thank you that I am able to see the screaming toddler right now. I get to invest in their life. Right now, I want to invest in a hot spanking on their behind, but I get to be a part of their life. When you love more, and this is what I want you to understand. One thing that has transformed my life more than anything I can I can say, besides my spiritual growth, is I had an energy coach. Emotional energy, your emotions, your feelings creates an energy. So you either have a high level of energy or you have a very low level of energy. So if you're feeling fear and doubt and bitterness and resentment, that's a low level energy. And you know what that feels like because you've been surrounded by people who are very negative. And you walk away from that and you literally want to take a shower because you feel like all of that negativity has completely consumed your body, right? Now, when you feel happy and joyful and love, those are higher levels of energy. And you know what they do? They attract people that have love and happiness and joy. Just as much as fear, bitterness, resentment attaches attracts people at that energy level. So I want to ask you a question. Do you want to attract people at a high level energy into your life? Or do you want to attract people at a lower emotional energy? It's your choice. Okay. When you love more, your energy level is much higher. So think of somebody right now. So just for a second, think of somebody right now that you love very much. Someone or something that you love very much. I want you to think about them right now. Now, I want you to take note of how you feel. How does that make you feel? Do you feel a little tingly inside? Do you feel happy? Do you want to smile? How do you feel when you think about that person that you love? Okay. High level energy, high level energy. Now, I want you to think of something that you really dislike. Something that you really dislike. I didn't say someone, I said something that you really dislike. Okay. Could it be, I really dislike cooking? I really dislike whatever that is. I just want you to think about it for just a second because this is the last time that we're going to think about something we dislike. Okay, what is it? Now, how does that make you feel on the inside? Yucky? Kind of your heart feels heavy? Low level energy. So I want you to practice feeling the difference between how you feel when you are really loving and how you feel when you're really disliking. And notice the difference in that emotional energy. So, in which example do you feel the best? Obviously, we feel the best when we experience love. So, our influence in this world, here's what I want you to know. Now, this is huge. Our influence in this world is from our heart and not our hate. We cannot influence other people by hating on them, by making them feel that they are less than because their opinions or beliefs or skin color or whatever is different than ours. Our influence comes from our heart, not our hate. Our influence comes from encouraging other people and not dividing the masses. Our influence comes from our actions, either good or bad. So your actions can be good and they can influence people in a good way. But we also have people in our lives who their actions may not be the best, but we learn from that as well. Choose to be a person of good actions. So I want to give you a challenge, and this challenge is for the week. Okay, so this is the challenge for the week. And I want you to take notes. So if you are a journal person, pull your journal out. If you are not a journal person, go get a journal. You guys, it's life transformational. It will transform your life when you put your thoughts on paper. So here's your challenge for the next week. Number one is I want you to smile frequently. When you smile, even if you have your mask on, you know, when you smile, your eyebrows come up and you get those little smile lines around your eyes. Even if you have your mask on, when you go out and about, smile. People can tell that you're smiling and they'll smile back. Okay. Number two, focus on love. Everything that you do, I want when you get out of bed in the morning, your focus is love. Start saying that. I love my house shoes. I love that I get to walk down the stairs and get my coffee. I love that I get to work today. Okay. So focus on love throughout the next week. Number three, I want you to text someone, send them a direct message, or if you want to write a note, a handwritten note, we don't get those very often, to tell someone what you love about them. Let them know what you love about them. You guys, most people, you think they hear it all the time, but they don't. And you sending a note, a text, or a direct message of encouragement and love will change their day, will absolutely change their day. And therefore, you have impacted a life. So I'm encouraging you just to do one of those today, one of those a day, but feel free to do 3, 5, 10 a day. Extend that love, because every time you extend love and you think love, it increases your energy level. Number 4, find 3 things that you love about yourself and repeat them daily, because you guys, we have such a tendency to tear ourselves down, and we need to build ourselves up as well. We need to feel love for ourselves in order for us to extend love to others. So 3 things that you love about yourself and repeat them to yourself every day. Okay, that's your challenge. I'm going to write this out for you, and I will be putting it on my Instagram story so that you can see it and have that challenge and check it off each day. But here's what I want you to do. Tag me in my Insta story. I would love to hear how this impacts your energy level, your mood, and how you are able to influence others. Tag me. I'd love to hear from you. So together, I know that we can impact millions of lives if we all band together and we focus on teaching others the same. Can you make a pact with me that you are going to let 5 people know about this challenge, about this podcast, and have them do the same thing you're doing, extending love? If you do 5 people, and we have 500 people, 1,000 people that are listening to this podcast this week, we have massive impact. And each of those people can reach out to 5. Do you see how that works, you guys? Together, let's make a difference. Together, let's do it. It would mean the world to me if you would rate this podcast and write a review. That would really, really fill my heart, you guys. Subscribe and share this podcast with others if you really think it has value and has added value to you today. Follow me on Instagram at Deanna Herron. And like I've said in all my podcasts, please let me know what you want to hear. I'm happy to share any questions that you may have, any topics that you would love to hear. I have a private Facebook group called Deanna's Diamonds. And in that group, there are powerful women who encourage each other, cheer each other on, and really reflect some greatness. If you want to be a part of that group, I'd love to have you. Go to deannaherron.net and just request to be a part of Deanna's Diamonds, and I can add you. Join me next week as I share with you 8 traits, 8 to be great. You don't want to miss it. Absolutely transforming. You guys, I love you. I believe in you. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you so much for joining me. Look forward to talking to you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.